Hi, I'm Reverend Serena, and what I want to talk about is the 3 fours, F-O-R-S. Yes, the 3 fours. Now, you may wonder what those 3 fours are. Well, the first of the 3 fours is forcing. At some point in our lives, most of us have tried to force an outcome and ended up quite disappointed or resentful or angry or maybe even depressed, which is anger pushed down and not properly processed. I know I have, but more and more as the years have gone by, I've learned through the experience of letting go, through the experience of surrendering to the experience of completely turning a situation over. I've learned that once I've done what it is I can do, I turn it over. I let go. I surrender. What I've learned is, for the most part, the only thing I can do is to be really specific about what I ask for. I can put my specific order in for what it is I really need or want, and that's about all I can do. Now, the $1,000,000 question is, how do we let go? I recall asking myself that. How in the world does someone let go of something? How do you turn something over? What does surrender even mean? Well, I have tried a variety of approaches. I've danced a dance of surrender, pushing away, yes, pushing away something that was no longer serving my highest and best and sending it off to my Creator. I've written things down and I've torn them up or I've thrown them into fires. I have even gotten down on my face, flat on the floor of Sacré-Cœur Cathedral in Paris, and said to my Creator, oh boy, I don't know anything about anything, and I turn everything, every single thing in my life over to you. But here's something else I've learned about letting go. Letting go is understanding that I'm only in control of myself. I'm only in charge of my own thoughts and feelings and behavior. Surrendering is understanding that I rarely know when something will come that I've asked for. No, not rarely. Actually, I never know when something that I have intentionally and specifically put my order in for will manifest. Along with not knowing when, I don't know how it will manifest. The when and the how are the things better left to a supreme power greater than myself. And that supreme power is within me, yes? Yes, the supreme power is within all of us. That power lives and manifests as me through this physical form of mine. And that supreme power knows and wants to give me the desires of my heart. How? Because I am a part of that supreme power. I am an equal part of that supreme creative power, just as much as anyone else is. Yes, just as much as the person who has the big house on the beach or a cabin cruiser or trips around the world or a large congregation or whatever else it is that somebody might want in their life. I am, you are, we are equally worthy of receiving that which we ask for. Why are we worthy? Just because we are. Yes, because we are. Just because we are. Because we are created in the image and likeness of an all-powerful, creative God. A creative God that brought all that is into beingness. Everything. Every single thing. That supreme creative power created everything, including you. You were pushed through time and space into the physical body that you occupied, this particular so-called time on this planet, as a unique and amazing expression of that creative power. Yes, you are a unique expression of that creative power which lives through you as spirit, which lives through and as you, as the high and the holy presence of the very Spirit of God. Isn't that amazing? Breathe that in. Oh, that's amazing. Once we know how to let go, and we do let go, then it is up to us to trust, to believe without a doubt, not a single doubt, that we are receiving what we asked for. Surely it will come. Be still and know that surely it will come. Other than trusting, there's not one other thing that needs to be done. For in Psalm 37:4, we are told to delight yourself in the Lord, and the Lord will give you the desires of your heart. You see, there's nothing else that needs done other than to delight, to experience joy in what is right here, right now. Also in Mark 11:24 of the Bible, we're reminded, whatever you desire, when you pray, believe that you will receive them, and you shall have them. So pray, ask in gratitude and thanksgiving, and believe as if it has already occurred. It doesn't say maybe it will be given to us if we are such and such, or if we are so and so, or if we aren't such and such, or so and so. It says ask, let go. Let go of the how and the when, believe and receive. Now, how do I know this works? Well, because through all the years I've lived up to now, I've experienced several examples of this happening. But we would be here like all day if I were to share all of those miracle stories. But believe me, miracles happen when one lets go of forcing outcomes. The second of the 3 fours is forgo. If you think I'm going to talk about foregoing judgment, you are right on. I'm not talking about discernment. Discernment is different from judgment. Discernment is determining whether something feels right for us, if it is in alignment with our moral and ethical values. Discernment is using our own intuition when we are aligned with spirit. Judgment is when we force our own paradigm, our own belief system on someone else or a situation. It is when we force our idea of the world according to me onto someone or something. Judgment is when we, quote, should or shouldn't, end quote, on someone else or even ourselves. Now that, I must admit, is my very own definition of judgment. The Cambridge Dictionary defines judgment as, quote, the ability to make decisions or to make good decisions, or the act of developing an opinion, especially after careful thought, end of quote. What happens when we forego judgment? What happens is our own heart becomes more fully expanded with love. And any of those places in our bodies where we used to hold a judgment becomes filled with love. Pure, healing, unconditional love. Therefore, we are called to love ourselves unconditionally without judgment and to love every single other person. Sending love versus judgment to every single situation, no matter how we might like to judge it with our little human minds. How we might want to judge who someone is or about something they are doing or not doing. Sending love to that or to them is healing. You know what? My entire body feels better when I forego judgment of others. When I forego judgment, I've also been free of resentment and anger. Holding resentment and anger only harms myself. Now, I'm not talking about supporting or condoning abuse or the taking of another's life or something that is happening in our society that is less than supportive of our rights as human beings or is threatening to life itself. But this is where the discernment comes in. We can use our discernment to make a personal decision to engage in intentional and positive action to create positive change. And change, always starts with each of us individually. First, we become consciously aware, shifting our own thoughts to something that is positive and helpful, and once again letting go of the thoughts that are less so, just letting them go. Take a breath. I believe what is the most important catalyst to experience well-being, healing, and spiritual growth is the last and third four, and that is forgiving. What came to me during my initial spiritual awakening in 1991 is that forgiving opens us up for giving love to ourselves and others again. I'll say that one more time. Forgiving opens us up for giving love to ourselves and others again. In my own personal forgiving process, it seems that whenever I start to go to forgive someone else, if I'm completely honest about it, if I drill down a little bit, it's me. Yes, it is me that I need to forgive. It is me who made a decision, who made a choice, who acted in a certain way that led to whatever else happened between myself and another person. I realized this back in the early 90s, that I really had to take a look at myself when I was angry and judging someone else in my life. It was hard to accept at first when I first realized this. It was so much easier to blame others and to stay a victim. Yeah. I've chosen not to stay a victim. Now, if I feel angry or upset about something that I think someone else did or didn't do, I have to go inward and drill down to how I'm thinking and feeling about the situation, what I'm afraid of. I have to really go in and question myself. Because that's the only thing I'm really responsible for. I'm only responsible for myself. I'm not responsible for them. I'm not responsible for anyone else. I can't control how anybody responds or reacts to anything that I say or do. I can only manage all of that within myself. And if I'm showing up, which I talk about often, when I'm showing up as the love that I am, and if I'm acting lovingly towards myself and towards all others in every situation, then there's nothing that I have to forgive. If I'm treating myself and others lovingly, there is nothing I will have to forgive. Yes, then there is nothing that I have to forgive. Hey, it's just interesting to me that when I'm asked to speak, no matter what the topic is, it always comes down to just love. I know love in our language is rather an all-purpose word. We don't have a lot of words that describe various types of love, as some languages apparently do. But we do have some. We just don't use them. Words such as filio, which is brotherly or sisterly love, or ludus, a playful love, or sexual passion, which is eros, and of course agape love, unconditional love. That I love you no matter what love. Not just from God to us, but from us to God, and from us to ourselves, and from us to all others. As usual, I close with a focus on love. So, let go of forcing outcomes. Forgo judging and forgive self and others. Be the love you are in the world. And so it is. Thank you. Namaste.